Oh, oh my gosh, someone's been murdered. I want to see who it is. You float gently across the fountain like a crocodile. You see a man standing in front of the other fountain, his back to you.
Got me stuck, can't give it up. Back in reality, stop the clarity, stop the distraction, regain some traction. Is hypnotic, so iconic, got me stuck, can't give it up. Back in reality, stop the clarity, stop the distraction.
Hello everyone and welcome to Canticle. Ooh, this is so exciting. I've had this one on my backlist for a while, so let's see what it's all about. Let's get into it.
You better be good, or you're gonna have to deal with me.
When the first Lucent king was conquering the lands of Verdun, many attributed his success to the strength of his army. But while his gold knights struck down the enemies of humanity on the battlefield, another weapon was being prepared in silence. In peaceful abbeys, in dusty old scriptoria, learned monks were creating the most powerful piece of magic known to man, an incantation. Unlike the simple charms and spells flung about by mages, an incantation is a piece of magic that takes the work of many arcanists and sometimes many generations to produce. But when it is finished, it can change the face of the world forever. In the year 724, the incantation of flame was completed and gave Lucent knights the power to burn their foes with the might of the sun goddess, Elithia. Out of the ashes arose the kingdom of Calidor. 300 years later, this is your home. Hello, brother. We are the twin goddesses, Elithia and Sahila. Sahila. Hi there. The two of us have decided to appear to you in this vision to get to know you a bit better. Soul, body, and mind. We'll start with soul. We thought it best considering what you're about to embark on, but I suppose we should introduce ourselves first. Do we really need the introduction, sister? He's a priest, isn't he? He must know all about us. You never know what they tell them about us down there, sister. Fair point. You see, we look upon your mortal kind to see that you tend to tread the two paths. One is the path of devotion, over which I preside. Devotion to your gods, to others, to your work. And dutiful mother rearing her child. A brilliant sculptor carving a divine likeness from a slab of stone. A callous farmer toiling in the fields. These are all good Elithians. Devoted to light, truth, and reason. And that's all well and good. There's also the path of delight, and that's my domain. Delight in the messier things, in the things you can get away with in the shadows. Dancers losing themselves in music. Feasters losing themselves in wine. Lovers losing themselves in each other. These are some of the ways to be a good Sahelian, or Sahelan. Delighting in the shadows, fantasy, and passion. No matter which path you tread, brother, remember, we both require worship. Yeah, so piece of advice, maybe tread off whatever path you're on every once in a while to check out the other one. In Canticle, you define who you are through your words and actions. At certain moments in the story, your past deeds might reveal or obscure certain paths you take. Be wary of who you make yourself out to be, because those around you will remember it. Given all of that, I wonder, do you prefer to banish the shadows and focus on the light, or do you like to peek into the shadows from time to time? Canticle offers an optional X-rated mode. To turn it off, choose Elithia. To enable it, choose Sahelia. Let's proceed. Ha, I knew you were one of mine. Ugh. Well, anyways, let's move on. Now let's turn to the body, my favorite. Which of these is yours? We're gonna choose the darkest one. We're gonna say my name is not Pajama Mama. Pajama Ken. You're a cutie, aren't you? Sahelia, please, Behave yourself around mortals, Sahila. Now, let's turn to the mind. Tell us, Brother Pajamakin, how did you grow up? Your choices will affect the information you are given in the game and give you additional dialogue choices in some instances. Grew up in the hamlet of Willsby, far away from the noise of the kingdom at large. My parents were simple farmers and ranchers, always yearned for more. So I packed up one day in the streets, pickpocketing. I'll go here. An idyllic childhood indeed, maybe a bit too idyllic. Are you sure you're ready for the real world, brother? Let's move on. When you were young, you went through a traumatic experience. What happened? Face to face with a witch. She scared me so much I dropped my basket, ran. I got lost for days. Certain I would die alone in the dark. Found by a hunter, sneaking around I wasn't supposed to be in. I got started and broke several alchemical potions. Fumes made me pass out in a coma for months, having feverish dreams. Night was passing through. My curiosity got the better of me, and I tried to grab his sword and play with it. The night caught me and beat me so hard that my heart stopped for a few minutes. Damn. We'll do pathfinding. Children shouldn't wander the dark woods by themselves. You never know what you're going to find. Children shouldn't wander the dark woods by themselves, you know. Okay. Oh, she's repeating her hee hee. So, Brother Pajamakin, that must be what those dreams of yours started. Yes, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. After your incident, you left to join the former monastery and become a scribe. Was there anything other than scribing that you developed an interest in? Let's see, history. Ooh, both of these seem interesting. We're either going to go with history or occultism. Let's go with occultism. Brother Pajamakin, now we're talking. That's all we need to know, brother. Now it's time for you to go and seek out your destiny. Get to it, Brother Pajamakin. And by it, my sister means your destiny. You really want to finish this off with the Please, sister, Brother Pajamakin needs to be on his way, for he must discover his destiny. Well, let's discover our destiny. Chapter 1. Complete Devotion. Brother Pajamakin, you've been traveling tirelessly for weeks. The last time the moon was full, you were just a lowly scribe, transcribing dusty tomes day in and day out in a small monastery surrounded by nothing but wheat fields. Then one day you received a missive from the elusive Lucian priory inviting you to join the ranks of the brothers there. The past few weeks have been a whirlwind. Your journey has taken you from the farmlands of southern Calidor to the kingdom's northern coast. Just yesterday, you got on an overnight ferry to Starfall Isle, a lone island off the kingdom's shores, and your final destination. As you open your eyes to the gray and windy dawn, you spot the village of Down Prior emerging from the sea mist. Ooh, he's cute. Oh, that's me. I'm cute. Praise Alithia, I've made it. You take a deep breath, the early spring chill filling your lungs. I thought this voyage would be the death of me. Beyond the mist, the village crystallizes, and you feel a heaviness in your heart. Come on, Pajamakin, you didn't travel all this way only to get cold feet now, and yet your heart betrays that you do not believe your words. Just last night, you had one of your spells, your deep dreams. You've had them ever since those days you spent in the forest running from that witch. It was the one in which the stars eat themselves. They wriggle, running from each other, running into each other. A sublime dance of the cosmos. Their logic is mysterious to you, and yet you feel like you can almost touch it. Like it's just out of grasp. And then the creature appears. It has no form of its own. It's made of stars, and just like the stars, it dances. But its dance betrays no logic you can even begin to grasp. Well, except that one thing you know for sure, it wants to eat you. But then there was something else, wasn't there? A vision of the goddesses. It was so clear. They spoke to me. Is a revelation or simply a dream? Merciful Alithia, I thought the dreams might take me with them last night. I thought so too, with all the noises you made in your sleep. Oh. As you turn around, you see a tall man around your age, wearing robes similar to yours. This is not the first time you've seen this man. In fact, you stole a few glances at him when boarding the ferry last night. He was in his traveling clothes then, and it strikes you now that he must be on the same journey as you. Damn this small ship. Did everyone aboard hear me tossing and turning all night? Did I startle you? Oh no, not at all. I'm sorry. As you said, just a rough night. Frayed nerves, but I guess you heard. Oh yeah, light sleeper. It's a curse. Although whatever you were going through seemed worse. I had one of my regular dreams about stars, didn't it? Yeah, sorry about that. The sea was unkind. That it was. Anyways, I'm Pajamakin. Looks like we might be going to the same place if your attire is any indication. Soren, and yes, seems so. Are you from one of the principalities by any chance? Ah, yes, Avanza. Thought I'd lost my accent entirely, but I guess it gave me away. Let me guess, scribe? Yes, is it that obvious? Your words are humble, but you feel great pride in your answer, and some of it seeps into your tone. Scribes are those who actually compose the great incantations of the world, and the scribes of the Lucent Priory are the best of the best. Yeah. He turns to look over the ship's railing at the approaching village. And yourself? Also a scribe? Or... Soren's lips twist into a smile. He seems to be enjoying some personal joke he has no intention of sharing with you. Nah, linguist. You must be fluent in Old Archante then. Well, I don't know about fluent. I suppose no one really is. The language is still a mystery in a lot of ways. Well, I can guarantee you know more than me. Transcribing some of that stuff has always been a struggle. I'm sure you'll pick it up in no time. He smiles privately again, but this time there is a genuineness about it, as if he has remembered something dear to him. You know, there is a phrase in Old Arcant. I don't know if it's Arcant, Archant, Archante. Thuan and Thuan. At least I think that's how it's pronounced. We really have no way of knowing, but... Anyway, linguists have been able to piece together from context that the meaning seems to be something like, and there you are again, or I've known you before. But another possible reading of it will be, I forgot that I forgot, or I forget that I forget. The Arcanti seem to use it for things they would relearn. So for example, a lesson they thought they had once learned, but turned out they had to learn again. Oh my goodness. Going in circles here. Almost like a fool me twice kind of thing, but not as admonishing. And the idea behind it is that knowing something is fleeting. And we think we learned something only to turn around months or years later and realize we forget it. And that no lesson is really learned, it's just grasped temporarily, and we will let it go, like water through our fingers. And the easiest thing to forget is that we forgot, or that we forget. He looks up and seemingly snaps out of the daze he put himself in. Anyway, that thing you said just reminded me of it. That's really sad, actually. Oh, I don't know. Forgetting serves a purpose, too. He turns toward the island. So, Brother Pajamakan, what do you think is waiting for us there? His tone is even, but you sense some hesitation in his voice. Dark mystery, shadows, and secrets, of course. Chancellor magic. Soren looks unconvinced. Yeah, I guess so. The ship jerks to a halt as the hull comes into contact with the dock. Guess we're here. Are you headed? Well, see you around. Got business in the village. Oh, okay, I guess we'll see you at the priory. Praise Alithia. Well, he clearly couldn't get away any faster. Was it the sleeping? Did I say something weird in my sleep? You smell your breath. It could be better. Great, maybe I can make 0 friends at this monastery too. You thank the captain of your ferry and disembark, climbing the steep steps from the docks into the village proper. The village of Downprior is charming, even on this gray window morning. This place must have been kept or fort of some sort before, but you're unsure of the history. The village is quite vertical, built into the layered cliffside, and there are stone steps connecting its tiers, all of them overlooking the water. Now to ask for directions. You notice a building that's slightly bigger than the ones around it, and with a colorful wooden sign reading, The Tipsy Prior. An inn. I think that's my best bet. Inside, you see a cozy tavern, completely empty this early in the morning, the chairs still stacked on the tables. Displayed prominently on the wall, you see a rather lewd depiction of a drunk monk, carved into a big plaque of wood, painted and slightly chipped. The smell of eggs and bacon sizzling on the stove reaches your nostrils, and baked bread too. Your stomach gives a little grumble. There doesn't seem to be a proprietor anywhere. Oh my gosh, took me a second to realize what word that was. Blessed morning. Is anyone here? You hear a shuffle from the back room. Be with you in a moment, sweetheart. A woman in a well-used and colorful apron walks in, wiping the sweat off her forehead with a napkin. She smiles at you like she's seeing an old friend. Well, look at you. You're as cute as a bunny rabbit. I think that's why I'm going to call you from now on, Brother Rabbit. I'm Maya, by the way, and this here is my establishment. How can I help you, Brother Rabbit? My name is Pajamakan, if you'd rather use that. Nah, I think it'll be fine. So nah, I'm calling you Brother Rabbit. Oh, okay. Well, I was wondering if you could give me Alithia's tits, but you look famished. Have you eaten anything today, Brother Rabbit? Well, I guess now that you mention it, no. You rummage through your pouch. You have one last silver coin. Don't worry about that. What kind of person would I be if I sent away a young starving monk? Have a seat. I have breakfast already on the stove. Shouldn't be a minute longer. That's terribly kind, thank you. This does remind you of the fact that other than the robes on your back and your holy text, you have no earthly possessions. You spent your last few silver on the ferry. The captain even took pity on you and watched you scrounge around in your pouch. He gave you a discount. You can see how much silver you have at the top right corner of the screen. Okay, yeah, we only got one. Get more silver by doing jobs, errands, and favors within the priory and in the village. Hold on. Now y'all can see my cursor. Silver is limited resource, so spend it wisely. All right, 1 plate of eggs over easy with a side of bacon and some baked beans for you, and a fresh loaf of bread to go with it. Let me get you some tea too. Wow, this is incredible. Thank you. Well, I guess directions will have to wait. Hopefully they're not waiting for me up there. The missive only said to come by today, so I made it on time. No mention of the time of day. I must find a way to repay this kindness once I'm settled in here. Perhaps I could scribe a short canticle, something to help her run this place easier. And here's the tea. Thanks again, this is delicious. Don't you worry about that, Brother Rabbit. So come here and join the priory. Been seeing a bunch of young men like you in the last few days, all looking like lost puppies. They have a recruiting drive up there. Oh, is that so? Yeah, I'm here to join the priory as well. It was all very unexpected. I guess they're short on manpower up there. Seems to me all they've got is men up there. A bit old-fashioned if you ask me. Oh yeah, monasteries can be that way. I heard there are some in the principalities accepting women now. Have you ever wanted to take the oaths? Maya laughs at that. Alithia's tits, no. Can you imagine me in a dusty library doing whatever you all do up there? Yeah, I guess it's not very exciting up there if you're not in the books. Oh, I don't know about that, Brother Rabbit. I've heard some stories. Stories? Just village talk. Living at the end of the world can be a bit boring, so we make our own fun. Oh, okay. And so do those brothers up there, apparently. Sorry, what was that? Nothing at all, Brother Rabbit. You eat up. By the way, I was wondering if you could give me directions to the priory. Of course, you just follow the big steps in the middle of the village up to the forest path and follow that along. It's about an hour's hike, but the forest is quite tame. Still, I keep to the path if I were you. There's boars out there, and they won't trouble you if you don't trouble them. That sounds easy enough. You finish your meal and draw back your chair standing up. I'll promise to repay her for the breakfast. You have been most kind to me, Maya. I just want you to know that I have every intention of repaying your kindness. Nothing to repay, Brother Rabbit. All you can do for me is keep being your sweet self. And when you become big time magic whatchamacallit, don't forget about us little folk here. Thank you for making this strange place feel a little more like home. All right, you run along uphill now. Wouldn't want to keep your brothers waiting. With a nod and a smile, you say your goodbyes and head out. You leave down Prior, taking the path Maya told you about, and start the trek through the forest uphill to the priory. As the dawn turns to morning, the sun peeks out through the clouds, a small grace from Alithia, no doubt. The path is narrow, but not very treacherous. If you weren't so exhausted by the ferry, you'd be skipping right now. Who would think that this small island at the top of the small hill in the middle of nowhere, history is made? You wonder what awaits you at the Lucent Priory. Will you be part of a great new incantation, unravel the mysteries of the arcane, become a head scribe or even a canter one day? And what's the boys' situation like? Alithia preserved you, but at your old monastery, the pickings were pretty slim. Hopefully there are more boys who are as cute as Soren here. Maybe you could... A sound from the nearby thicket stops you in your tracks. Was someone there looking at you? I could climb a nearby tree and have a better look. That way I'll know if there's danger. Let's do that. You scramble up the twigs, the twisting branches of a nearby branch tree, like you did when you were running away from that witch. The forest has a language of its own, one you become proficient in during the many days alone in its unwelcoming domain. When you reach a sufficiently high branch, you look beyond the thicket. Oh my gosh, someone's been murdered. Oh no. Beyond the thicket, on the soft ground, you see a body of a young monk. Blood soaks his robes at his stomach, his hand pressed against the wound. Alithia, be merciful. I must survey the scene for evidence. You climb down the tree, thoughts of your time in the forest violently dispersed. You push your way through the thicket, knowing already what you'll come face to face with on the other side. You approach the body with some trepidation. Whoever or whatever made the noise in the thicket is no longer here. You check for a pulse. Nothing. The body is cold. Click on parts of the screen you would like to investigate. Once you are satisfied with the investigation, click on this window to continue. His feet are bloodied and torn. Small bloody footprints trail off from the direction of the priory. The blood is dry, spilt at least 6 or 7 hours ago in the middle of the night. No shoes. He clearly wasn't planning on ending up in the forest. You check the smaller wounds, scrapes on the face, slashes on the hands. He was trying to protect himself. You look down the wounds, the big one, and likely the fatal one, is a stomach puncture. When you were a child, you saw animals being slaughtered and even had to partake yourself sometimes. You know what a knife wound looks like. Alithia preserve me, but this doesn't look like a bore wound. Murder. His lips are blue. He must have spent a long time here for them to get this cold. Anything else? You stand up and investigate the surrounding area next. There's a trail of blood starting in the middle of the clearing and ending at the roots of the oak tree, where he clearly crawled after being wounded. He died slowly. You try to focus. One thing I know for sure is that this was murder. No animal did this. Someone carved the false into the oak tree above the body. Was it an honest mistake or an attempted obfuscation? Obfuscation? Was he running barefoot through the forest, cutting his feet and still never stopped? Was he running away from something? A picture starts emerging. He runs from the priory, probably late last night. Someone or something is on his trail. He is attacked before he reaches his place. His face gets slashed, but he puts his hands up. He runs. He runs over a mile. His feet are bleeding now. He's getting slower, and his pursuer is closing in. He reaches the clearing and can run no longer, but perhaps he thinks he's safe. Then he's struck. He's wounded now, the gut, so painful. He collapses and then tries to crawl away to safety, to the oak. And the pursuer stops pursuing. They don't finish the job. They let him die slowly. But why? Do they panic? Does the reality of the situation kick in and they flee? Or do they stay and watch him die? Are they scared or are they cruel? And then most likely, they carve the symbol on the tree. Whatever the case, a more immediate concern pops into your head. Was the sound of the thicket whoever or whatever did this? Did they come back to check on their work? You feel a cold sweat come over you. You suddenly realize just how alone you are in these woods. You start running back to the path. It takes you another 20 minutes with a brisk pace to reach the gates of the prior. The nature is so peaceful here, so unfit for the horror you just witnessed. You need to find someone senior here, someone who will listen. In front of you, a great gate stands open, beckoning you inside. There's no time to take in the beauty of the gates now. You need to report what you saw. You run into the courtyard to find it completely abandoned. What? Where is everyone? There's a chanting coming from the cathedral on the far side of the courtyard. Oh, sorry, I just got a message. On the far side of the courtyard. So you start running there. You run into the eastern part of the long cathedral because you know that daytime services will be held in that, the Alithian half. You see dozens of brothers chanting their mid-morning prayers. Please, someone help. You're out of breath. A body. And on the forest path, a brother. He's dead. At this, two figures step out of the crowd. Oh my. You recognize the white robes of the man on the left, the prior. Speak up, brother. Why do you interrupt our prayers? Catch your breath, boy. What was that about a body? You take a moment to steady your breath. I saw a body of a young brother on the path from Down Prior, a mile down the road to the west, through a thicket next to a long bend in the road. The two men in front of you look at each other. A body, are you saying? You simply nod. I know the place you speak of. I will head out now. Everyone, continue your prayers. You heard Father Alaric, everyone. The prior returns to the group and begins chanting. The other brothers start chanting as well. It's impossible to focus now, and for the remainder of the service, you find your mind wandering to that thicket. Some of the hooded forms of your new brothers turn to face you, and all you see is the darkness on their hoods. You feel exposed and grab your own hood to bring over your head. In moments like these, you have always found peace with Alithia. Back in Welsby, there's a small Alithian chapel where the village priest would give services to tell old stories of Lucian kings. That chapel paled in comparison with the splendor of the cathedral you find yourself in now. The rows of pews give way to a circular space known as the convect. This is where the priests give their sermons, the altar placed in the very center, representing the center of the sun itself, the place where Alithia is strongest. You look up to the stained glass windows beyond, thin and tall arches depicting angels looking over at the earth below from the sunlit skies. Your eyes trace the fine artwork of the columns lining the choir, small details lovingly carved into them by generations of artists now forgotten. They rest on the floor in front of you, polished white stone, made smooth by centuries of use. What's that? You notice a small scrap of parchment tucked under a pew in front of you and pick it up. It's a verse. Verses are small parts of incantation. If an incantation were a book, verses would be its sentences. In themselves, they contain a seed of magic, the beginning spark. They are the first step to creating a truly complex work of magic, like an incantation. You are so engrossed that you don't even notice when the chanting subsides and the brothers start pouring out of the cathedral. Brother, with me. You open your pouch and stash the verse inside. This is your inventory. It holds some important items you might find in the priory and its surroundings. Sometimes having an item in your inventory will unlock certain dialogue options in the game. Many items in the game are gathered by using your skills, spending silver, or developing relationships with others. You can access your inventory by clicking the button on the right side of your screen. I'll have a better look at this verse tonight before bed. He put a hand on your shoulder and takes you out of the cathedral. You feel yourself being guided through the courtyard and hallways, back out into the garth and beyond, close to where the gate is. There you see a well-appointed house, clearly belonging to the prior. You are brought into a humble office, nothing more than a desk, some bookshelves, a fireplace, and a few wooden chairs. Sit down, brother. You sit without a word. A moment later, you heard the sounds of water being poured, and a strong hand offers you a glass. Here, drink. You gulp it down. You hadn't even realized how thirsty you were. Thank you, prior. I'm Father Orson. I'm sorry your journey here had to end the way it did. For now, let's try to focus on you. There's nothing else we can do about the situation in the forest, but wait. Discipling your mind to focus on what is necessary and calm terror and chaos around you is an essential part of monastic training. You nod. Yes, Father Orson. I suppose we can start with the obvious. Why you've been invited here. I was wondering that myself, Father. Father Orson extracts a letter from his desk drawer. You are here under the recommendation of your abbot. He is one of many abbots around the kingdom I trust to sniff out talent. He had many good things to say about you. He hands you the letter and you skim over it. Impeccable transcriber, incredible quillmanship, never spills ink, some flights of the imagination, might be better as a scribe than a transcriber. And here I always thought the old abbot hated me. He never even glanced in my direction, but he was taking notes. This is very kind, Father Orson. I can only hope to live up to it. The prior smiles. I'm sure you will, Brother Pajamakin. I've seen examples of your work, and it is remarkable. Thank you, Father. Now, I would be remiss not to warn you. You're not at your old monastery anymore. This is the Lucian Priory, and your responsibilities here will be far beyond what you have experienced so far. Let's see. I've come to do whatever it takes to become a better monk. That's what I like to hear. The Lucian Prior demands complete devotion. Let me ask you, what does complete devotion mean to you? I think of my parents toiling in the fields and stables day in, day out. I think of their sweat, their aches. Yes, Brother Pajamakin, you are already starting to understand. Complete devotion does not take place only in the mind. It takes place in the heart, in your very skin, in the aches of your muscles, the blood itself. There was a reason your abbot understood you be a good fit here. Even though you came here to learn the ways of scribing, you must master all aspects of producing an incantation. You will learn everything from illumination to parchmentry, alchemy, arcanometry, and more. Arcana what? Okay, so I'm not crazy. The look on your face must be obvious because the prior puts a hand on your shoulder to reassure you. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll catch up. We have a couple of new brothers starting this week. You'll fit right in. Take today to get acquainted with the priory grounds, see where everything is, meet some of your fellow brothers. There's a map of the priory on the Garth. You can start there and get your bearings. By the way, the parlor is closed until after even mass, so don't bother going there until then. He stops and regards you for a moment. And regarding the thing that happened in the forest path, try not to think about it too much before we have more information. You stand up. Thank you, Father. Thank you for your belief in my abilities. As you turn to leave, you hear the prior's voice behind you. Belief is one thing, proof is another, and that's coming from a priest. So prove me right, brother. May Alithia guide your path. You leave with a courteous smile. You come into the courtyard. It's much more full than before, brothers scurrying left and right, doing their daily chores. All right, Pajamakin, steal your mind. Now make a friend. It's the man of the hour. First day and already we're dropping like flies. I mean, I heard this place will kill you, but damn, that's literal. The young man strides up behind you and puts an arm around your arm. He's about a head shorter than you, and even though you are now walking arm in arm, you've never seen him before in your life. Oh, Luca, how preposterous of me. Pajamakin, nice to meet you, Luca. Charmed. All right, so here's the rundown. You and I make 2 of the 7 new brothers brought up here this past week to start lessons from tomorrow. You're really cutting it close with your arrival, by the way. Very fashionably late almost. It seems like all 7 of us are really hot, by the way. Not that I'm complaining, but what are your chances you know what I mean? Anyway, the word around the priory is we've been brought here as the next big thing. Big thing. Yeah, you know, the next generation of arcanists destined to change the world type stuff. Well, that's a lot of pressure. Sure is. I'm not worried though. Honestly, I'm just happy there's a bigger group of young brothers coming in at the same time, because from what I could peek under all those hoods, a lot of them are ancient. Not that I mind older men. I'm a chanter, by the way. Chanters are the executors of the incantation, the singers who bring it to life and test out its many versions. You have heard that they have the voices of angels. You notice some melodic tones in Luca's voice and wonder what it sounds like when he sings. And you? Seem like a scribe to me. Is it really that obvious? Kinda. I wonder if all 7 of us are specialized in different fields. Anyway, I guess we'll learn more about it this evening at the chapter house. But before all of that, so spill, or are you gonna make me beg? You blink, trying to figure out what you're missing. About the dead body, obviously. It's the talk of the priory. See how everyone's looking at us? They're eating their hearts out because they didn't approach you before I did. They are? Obviously so. I'm on pins and needles here. Well, to be honest, I'm not sure how much I'm really supposed to say. Oh, please, you can leave the rule of following at your former abbey, wherever that was. Oh, leave the rule of following at your former abbey, wherever that was. Here at the Lucian Priory, we change the world. What's a little decorum compared to that? I don't think that's how it works. Luca gives you a brief look up and down. Trust me. I got here a few days ago and things are not what they seem. Oh? Yep. No one really checks if you go to mass or if you do your daily prayers. The Sahelan brother is hot and the prior is actually nice. The Sahelan brother, the one that was talking with the prior in the cathedral, the black robes, yeah, he was definitely something. And not to mention that there's an influx of new young brothers here. It's a dream. Although it does beg the question, where have all the old brothers gone? He has a point. Surely there used to be more brothers here before. Why the sudden influx of new ones? You really don't talk much, do you? Oh, sorry. I tend to drift into my thoughts sometimes. That's fair. Lots of dreamer types around here. Types who'd rather comb through tomes in the library than hang out. I didn't forget, you know. Still want to know what you saw in the forest. Well, let's tell him. You tell Luca about the dead brother, as well as your conclusion about this murder. That actually sounds terrifying. Are you okay? The sudden concern takes you by surprise. I'm not sure. Today's been a lot. Yeah, makes sense. Well, listen, at least you made a friend. Oh? Score. And all I had to do was relive my pain to sate someone's curiosity. Making friends is easy. Well, I have some plans now, but it was lovely, Brother Pajamakin. I'll see you later. Alithia bless you. Sure thing, you too. Well, that was interesting. All right, might as well go explore a bit. I should find that map. You see a large map posted on the wall of the cloister alley at the edge of the courtyard. Ah, here we go. I think I should focus on the main parts of the priory today. The cloister, the cathedral, and the library, and the scriptorium building. Okay. Let's go to the library. Oh, library and the scriptorium. Building where most of my classes will take place. Scriptoria are generally placed at the east of the scribes like me can get plenty of sunlight in morning hours when most of our work is done. Libraries in most monasteries are strictly monitored by the master librarian. I doubt I'll get full access as a lowly acolyte. This is the cathedral. Caladori cathedrals have two large sections, the Ilithian section to the east and the Sahelan to the west. The middle concourse between the two sections is called the choir. Worship in the Ilithian section is done in the mornings, at noon, and at sunset. This is done to appease Ilithia, who resides in the sun and the goddess of life, order, light, and fire. The three Ilithian masses are called morning mass at the crack of dawn, mid mass at noon, and even mass just before sundown. Worship at the Sahelan section is done at midnight and is considered the most potent hour for shadows, secrets, and magic, domains which Ilithia's sister, Sahila, rules over. Generally, the worship of Sahila is done on a rotation schedule, and brothers who are designated to worship her that day will skip their night's sleep. 40 or so hours with no sleep is supposed to clear the mind and is good for monks, but I don't know. Hopefully we don't have a lot of those. Okay, so this is the last one. This is the cloister. Cloister is where most of the day things in the priory are done. First, there's Garth, where I am now. It's basically a courtyard placed in the middle that connects everything together. It's usually a busy area. The chapter house is a large auditorium where brothers meet to discuss issues in the priory. I can see there's a meeting scheduled for new acolytes tonight, so I should make sure to attend. The parlor is an area where brothers can relax and chat. It looks like it's closed until after even mass. The vestry is where the prior keeps the priests, vestments, and sacred vessels. The chime is a small bell tower we can use to call brothers into the chapel house for an emergency meeting or to the refectory for meals. The infirmary is where sick brothers are healed by the master surgeon. It looks like it has a little herb garden in front. The reliquary is a place where the priority keeps its holy relics. It's probably forbidden for acolytes to go there. The carols are small private prayer booths where brothers can go if they want to pray outside the mass. The kitchen and the cellar looked over by the master cellarer. I really hope the food is better than the one at my old monastery. The refectory is the dining hall where we're going to have our meals. Brothers have 2 meals a day, one after morning mass and one right before even mass. The cells are where we sleep. They're just tiny rooms, enough for a small cot, a chest of for vestments, and maybe a desk. The lavatory, or the lavatory, is where brothers can go to relieve themselves and wash up. You now have access to the map. You can only use the map to travel at certain points in the game. At other times, it's just for reference. Okay, I can access it by clicking the right side of the screen, right here. Okay. Okay, so these are where I can go. Let's go to the herb garden. I could head to the herb garden and relax a bit. You find yourself in a sanctuary of fragrant greenery. Neatly arranged beds brimmed with rosemary, thyme, and lavender, their scents mingling in the late morning air. Sage and mint spill over low wooden borders, while tall stalks of fennel and angelica sway gently in the breeze. A worn flagstone path winds through the garden, leading to a small infirmary building across the way. You run your hand over the moss-covered walls, sheltering the space. It's cool to the touch. You hear a strange sound as something flies past your ear and into a blueberry bush, sawing off a whole branch. Ilithia, be merciful. Kijanaka. Many apologies, Nather. Are you all right? What was that? Oh, it was just my Arcana lector? Or well, part of it. It is blown up a bit, but you understand. This happens sometimes. Marhaj. Sorry about your Arcano that. Do not worry. I can repair this device in no time. The young brother goes to rummage through what's left of the blueberry bush in search of something. Aha! I found it. You see a strange device now twisted from its ill-fated voyage into the blueberry bush. The young man turns it in his hands, clearly dismayed. I'm Pajamakin, by the way. Rahan. Oh, that's neat. Having come out of the blueberry bush, you finally get a good look at the young brother in front of you. He smiles back at you, something clearly quite natural to him, with cold black eyes that crinkle at the edges. His slick black hair is just as dark, and his features are sharp like an angel's. He holds the strange device gingerly and cautiously in his hands. It's clearly quite valuable to him. Nice to have your acquaintance, Nather. Oh, sorry, I'm not sure what that... Brother. Nather means brother in Kitali. Apologies, sometimes I forget people cannot understand me here in your Calidor. You've only ever heard stories of Kital, the ancient kingdom across the sea. Wow, I've always wanted to see Kital. It's an incredible place. Words do not suffice to represent it. At least not Kalidori words. So, what's with the device? Oh, this? This beauty is an Arcana lector, slightly modified. An Arcanometrist's best friend, well, one of. There's that word again. Sorry, an Arcanometrist? Why yes, Nather, Arcanometrist. The noble science of arcanometry is one of Kitale's great contributions to the world. For example, with this arcanelector, he raises the broken device. I am able to read arcane potency all through this priority. This whole island and the priory in particular are overflowing with arcane energies. I've never witnessed anything like it, although it also means I have to keep fixing my devices because they keep breaking. Marhaj. But it's worth it, you understand, for research. What's Marhaj? Oh no, I think I'm a bad influence, Nathan. I've made you say a bad word. You pronounce it very nicely, however. Things are starting to connect for you. While you haven't heard the term arcanometry before, you do know that the Kitale have a very different approach to magic. It's all supposed to be based on logic and mathematics, not things that you are particularly knowledgeable of, yet at least. That's fascinating. Do you think I can hold your arcanelector at some point? I like your initiative. That said, I do not let just anyone hold my arcanelector. It's deceivingly delicate. He looks at the broken device. Well, I suppose not that deceivingly. But in any case, you have to earn holding my arcanelector, Nathan, by demonstrating intellectual rigor. You have never wanted to hold anything more. Okay, well, I'll strive for that for sure. Kadaj, that's the spirit. My blueberries. What happened to my blueberries? Well, I think I might retire inside now. It's time to go fix this thing. Yes, I think that might be wise. I hope we get to work together soon. Ha, indeed. Not there, Pajamakin. Nice Kitale there. Though your R's will require some work. Rahan throws a nervous glance back at the direction of the infirmary, where the voice is coming from, and leaves the other way. Okay, let's go to the carols. I could head to the carols. I need to pray on everything that happened today. Go to the carols. You pass through the garth into a small hallway connecting the cloister and the cathedral area. Here, you see a series of small wooden cubicles with half doors called carols, where brothers can come for some peaceful prayer and individual study. The area is dim and cramped, and you hear quiet murmurings of familiar and not so familiar prayers rustling in the dark. And beyond that, in the deeper and darker rows of these carols, other sounds can be heard. These are not the solemn sounds of prayer, but something more visceral. Your eyes widen as you realize you've heard these sounds before. On the farm, when animals would make new animals. Wait, what? Huh? When they were having sex. The similarities are uncanny. You decide to keep to the carols closer to the lighted hallway for now. As you walk by, you see several robed and hooded brothers. Some are kneeling in prayer and some are sitting with a book and candle. You make the rounds until you find one that is empty. You enter and close a small wooden partition behind you. You kneel down to the snug interior of the carol and place your elbows in the wooden shelf. Pray to Alethea to show you the way of the stranger. Pray for the fallen monk of the forest. Let's do that. O Alethea, golden fire, take up the soul that flickered prior. I knew not his name, yet snuffed too soon, he burns the same. Could he have sung a song so pure that all would listen, heart secure? If his soul is trapped in woe, it cannot find the sun's warm glow. Then bright sister, hear my cries, lift his soul to sunlit skies. You finish your prayer. It was exactly what you needed. It has been so long since you were not on the road and able to really center yourself in prayer. A noise from the adjourning carol startles you and you look up. You see a pair of blue eyes peering at you through a small space between the two carrels. Head out to see who's in the adjoining carrel. Who's there? No response. You hear the door to the adjoining carrel open and someone dash away. You exit to see whoever it is, but they're gone. Darn it, I want to see who that was. There's no way to catch up to them. You take a peek into the carrel the mysterious brother was in. Inside, you find a small picture drawn in chalk with dark wood. Is that? It looks strangely familiar, almost like the creature from your dreams, although perhaps a bit more fanciful. Despite your distaste for being eavesdropped on, you have to admit the picture took some talent. An illuminator, I bet. Illuminators are artists who use drawings to bring the incantation to life. You have never worked with one before, since the people you have transcribed books for so far did not have the gold to afford an illuminated manuscript. You sigh deeply. The carrels at least were supposed to be a place of peace and quiet, but it looks like there's no escaping excitement in this priory. With a shake of the head, you head out. Damn it, I wanted to see who that was. You walk back to the garth and decide where you want to visit next when the bell rings out. This, you know, is not the grand bell of the cathedral, but a smaller bell of the chime, the small tower of the cloister. It's too early for the chapter house meeting. That's not supposed to be for another hour or two. You don't need to guess any further because in the next few moments, the truth is revealed to you. You see the Saheelan brother, the one prior to the Alaric, enter the garth with a shape slung over his shoulder. Oh my God. Ilithia, be merciful. You know this shape. You saw it earlier in the woods. Is that the dead brother? It's one of the new ones, merciful Ilithia. I met him just the other day. He said his name was Artie. And just like that, the dead brother has a name. Artie. Father Alaric, what is this? Death, Prior. It's death. Come to our priory. Do you really think it's appropriate parading him in this way, Alaric? Is it not your goddess Prior who reveals the truth? Here it is, in the light of day, for all to see. Brother Arthur was murdered. Gasps and murmurs echo throughout the garth. So I was right. Bright sister, I wish I hadn't been. There is one among us who lies, stalks, and kills in the night. Quiet sobs can be heard now as some brothers fall to their knees in prayer. Alaric, enough! Father, is it Alaric or Alaric? Alaric stops in his tracks and looks around the garth at the audience he has collected. What pure excuses for Ilithians, all of you. If you're unable to look truth in the face, what good is your light? He continues walking in the direction of the cathedral. As he passes by you, he stops and glances over. You. We will talk later. Yes, Father. As he leaves, you turn back to the garth and see your new brother staring. You realize you know few of them. But they definitely know you now. Despite your best efforts, you have made an entrance here that few will forget. But here you are thinking of yourself again, when Brother Artie is somewhere in the Saheelan Cathedral now, lying dead. Where should I go next? I wanted to see who that was spying on me. Let's go to the vestry. I could head to the vestry and see if they have some newer robes for me. You make your way to the vestry. Even before entering the series of rooms that make it up, you can smell the comforting scent of freshly cleaned linens. As you peer inside, you spot a small area of washing vats, drying racks, and shelves filled with robes in different tones. You hear two voices in the adjoining room. And to reiterate, this is not a charity. What did you say your name was? Whoa, man. First of all, name's Jude. Second of all, you're all the way up here, man. I'm gonna need you to be all the way down here. Excuse me? You tentatively approach to see the two men in what seems like some sort of face-off. One of the men is wearing what seems to be a golden robe. The light from outside reflects of it, almost blinding you. Listen, brother, Elias was it. Elias, was it? I'm just trying to get my robes clean. Isn't that what this place is for? Technically, okay, he's talking. Technically, but as I have tried to explain to you many times, all the vats are spoken for. By you. You're getting it now. There is a short pause. Yeah, brother, I don't think you're supposed to do that. Oh? Please, Acolyte, tell me more about what I am or am not supposed to do. Jude stares back, but you are struck by his composure. His face does not reveal any tension, though you can feel it in the room right now. Before you know what you're doing, you blurt something out. Is that robe made of gold thread from the Isle of Athuatwa? Yes, it is. Elias looks you up and down. Your robes, they're so real. Real? Real. Jude gives you a brief, sympathetic look. Now, if you need help with those, you just let me know, brother. I run a little unofficial, quaint robe exchange sort of thing. What the hell is he talking about? You run an illegal shop on priory grounds. That's nonsense. I simply engage in exchanges. I happen to have a talent for weaving and dyeing, and I'm willing to exchange my work with my fellow brothers. What do you exchange them for? Silver. In any case, as I was saying, if you like a fresh new robe, brother, I'd be happy to help. Brother Elias runs an unofficial vestment exchange in the vestry. Once you earn more silver, you can spend it here on a new cosmetic look for Brother Pajamakin. Visiting the vestry to shop will not spend a calendar slot. Well, let's exit. Why don't you come back when you get some more silver, brother? That brother's like the opposite of a warm breeze. Yeah, like an asshole. Brother, this is Alithia's hallowed halls. But yes. I'm Jude, by the way. And I have a feeling you're as lost as I am today. You have the new smell on you, man, like fresh linens, you know? You're not sure if that's supposed to be a compliment. What you are sure of is that Jude's robes do not smell like fresh linens. So what happened to your robe? I know it's an interesting odor. That obvious, is it? Yeah, I'm an alchemist. Had a bit of a stumble, got some reagents on me. That's why I wanted to use one of those vats, he sighs. But good news is that they've got an amazing setup here, man. You know, alchemically speaking. Ever dabbled? Can't say I have. Ah, okay. You a scribe? Why does everyone keep guessing that? Well, for one, there's a telltale imprint of a quill on the sides of your middle and index fingers. Sign of someone who scribes for hours a day. Whoa, you can see that? That's incredible. Nah, just teasing. It's really just the whole aura, man. You got a book kind of aura about you. A book aura? Yes, like a all musty and hush-hush. Musty and hush-hush? Yeah, like a library, you know? It's a good thing, brother. You should embrace it. You are who you are. I am who I am. And we're all just together in this crazy little priory. That seems to be the situation, man. Perhaps the fumes didn't just soak his robes. That's so true. Jude nods sagely. A moment of silence passes between you. So listen, no point in pretending I didn't see all that in the Garth just now. Just wanted to ask if you're all right. Yeah, I suppose there's no pretending, is there? Thank you, I'm all right. Poor Artie, man. Talked to him a bit the other day, a novice like us. Parchmenter went on and on about, well, parchment. He shakes his head. A moment of silence passes between you. Hey, you want to make out behind those linens or something? Oh? What do you mean? Well, I guess mostly just kissing. I don't know if you're a fan of tongue. Maybe some over-the-habit action if you're cool. Upper parts mostly maybe. Leave the lower parts for later. Like, keep the mystery a bit kind of thing. Oh my goodness. Does that sound all right? I kind of want to do it. Which linen closet do you prefer? Oh, we kissing. Thanks, brother. That was fun. You're a good kisser. I agree, and you too. Jude flashes you a smile. Well, I'll catch you at the chapter house later, I guess. See what they got in store for us. With a nod, Jude leaves. His gait is slow and meandering, as if he's not really sure where he's going until the very last moment. When he leaves, you're left to your own thoughts. First day and already more action than your entire tenure at the old monastery. This priory is going to take some getting used to. We had our first kiss. Oh, we already kissing boys. I really just want to relax in the parlor, but the parlor told me it was closed during the day. I guess I can just circle around from the cells and go in through the window. I guess I should pick somewhere else. I might return later. Let's go back later. I could return to the vestry and purchase something. Oh. That's where we are. Okay, let's go in through the window. You make your way out of the cloister by its west exit from the cell turrets and circle its southern wall. Spam call. And circle its southern wall until counting the windows you know you've reached the parlor. The window opens easily enough and you heave yourself up. It's not the most gracious entrance, and you have to enter hands first, but you quickly stand up and dust yourself off. The sound of movement, shuffling, then scraping catches your attention. Before you can see what it was, it's gone. A mouse, most likely. Calm down, Pajamakin, it's just your nerves. You turn your attention to the parlor. It's a nice, spacious area consisting of 2 darkened rooms, filled with tables and chairs, a place for relaxation and conversation. You sit down in one of the armchairs and hang your head over the rest. You stay there, unmoving for some time. Your mind, too, flooded with all the stimuli from the day. You thought your biggest worry today would be to make friends, not think of death. Artie, an acolyte, like me. In a different world, you might have been best friends. You might have met on the Garth today, and someone might have said something unintentionally funny. And years from now, that could have been an inside joke you had with him, perhaps. Your brain rushes to create stories. It's what it always does when it wants to run away. You hear a noise from the outside, a little alleyway that, according to the map, is supposed to be a run in between the parlor and the prior's house. It sounds like people. You definitely hear a voice, strained in some way. Oh no, what if I stumble into another murder? Let's head out to investigate. You approach the door with some trepidation and twist the knob gently. Oh.
The clock is ticking, mysteries known. Deeper still, the chills have grown. What's behind that secret door? Only you can know what's in store.
The doors close behind you, a bit louder than you like, and you rush through the parlor. You reach the parlor door, open it, and head out as fast as you can. Well, they was getting nasty. At the sound of the chime, you make your way to the chapter house. The space folds out into a long and spacious auditorium. The high windows are letting in a soft glow in the sunset, coloring everything inside in hues of orange and pink. Underneath the windows, ancient-looking tapestries and murals of angels and saints watch over the proceedings. The edges of the room are all wooden steps. and you see some of your brothers taking their seats now. Glances are thrown your way from all sides, sympathetic, curious, wary. You make your way to the last row of stairs and have a seat by yourself. After a moment, you feel it from a smaller figure sit beside you. Brother Luca smiles and puts down, of all things, a teapot and 2 cups next to him and the stairs. A cheeky smile distracts from his boyish looks, giving him the illusion of being older and more confident. But you can tell that he is about your age, if not a bit younger. I befriended the master cellarer and got us tea. Thank you, Brother Luca. Don't mention it. Hey, you. Luca addressed a spindly-looking monk throwing glances at your direction. Instead of staring at him, you should be staring into the mirror and popping those blackheads. Oh! The monk turns with a scoff. Please, Luca, it's all right. Luca just rolls his eyes at that, but then relents. You're too nice, Pajamakin. You can't let people disrespect you, especially not when you're just establishing yourself here. So a little birdie told me you made out with a certain hot alchemist boy in the linen closet. Damn. See, this is I can't do nothing. You can't do anything, because people always talk and find out. You horny little dog, Pajamakin. I'm so impressed. Although, maybe invite me next time. Seriously, I didn't know we were marking our territory this early on. How could he possibly know already? It was nice. Oh, nice. Is that the big flowery prose I should expect from your scribing going forward? Fine, you don't want to paint me a picture. I get it. I'm clearly going to have to step it up to catch up to you in this place. By the way, is it just me or does everyone seem really horny here? Your mind wanders to Father Orson and Brother Elias. You might be on to something. The bulky doors of the chapter house open and the prior walks in. Every time you look at him now, you can't unsee his praise Ilithia, praise Sahila. A murmur from the brothers in the room reflects the greeting back. Brothers, I must start with grave news. I'm sure you already know. Brother Arthur, our novice, has passed away. I apologize for the scene in the garth earlier. I would have wanted all of you to find out in a different way. And yet, Father Alaric also spoke truthfully. We must grapple with his loss and not look away from it. He takes a moment to think. Brothers, there's no easy way to say this. Brother Arthur was stabbed to death. Sharp inhales and soft prayers trickle across the chapter house. Clearly, there is a vagrant in the forest who has committed this act, which means we must be vigilant now, not just for ourselves, but for our sisters, whom we have sworn to protect. Sister Delia, Sister Phoebe, join me. Oh my God, that one on the left. The Sahelan sister rubs her eyes and does a little yawn to indicate she has just woken up. Caladori priories, abbeys, and monasteries tend to have only 2 sisters in residence, one Ilithian and one Sahelan. They are considered the embodiments of the virtues of their goddesses and must be treated with the utmost respect. Upon entering service, the Sahelan sister takes the vow of night, foreshadowing daylight forever in order to better serve Sahila. The Ilithian sister takes the vow of day, so that the only times they can both interact are at sunrise and sunset. As the sisters walk out, all the monks bow their heads in respect. Disgraceful. To walk the sacred woods of Starfall Isle where the bright sister saw fit to gift us her fire in ages past, and murder a sweet Ilithian child. Steel yourselves, boys. Once the darkness has taken hold, it does not relent. Sister Delia looks at the young Sahelan sister, beckoning her to speak. Just be safe, all right? Sister Phoebe turns to Sister Delia, looking for confirmation. Sister Delia shakes her head slightly. And I shall pray to the dark sister tonight to guide our brother Arthur through the shadow safely. She looks at the older sister again and this time gets a nod. Thank you for your wise words, sisters. And do not fear, the brothers of the Lucian priory shall keep you safe as with the goddess themselves. The prior turns back to the gathered brothers. In response to this vile deed that has befallen Brother Arthur, we are putting a few rules in place. 1. All visits to Down Prior or outside the walls of the priory are to be done so in pairs. I urge you to refrain from inessential excursions outside the walls until the issue has been resolved. 2. Wandering off the forest path is forbidden, even in pairs. The only exceptions to this are classwork and sanctioned errands. And the final thing I wish to let you know, I have written to the Order of the Red Worm in Cowlinhad. At this, there are agitated murmurs again. There is an inquisitor and 2 knights coming in a week's time to deal with these heinous deeds. The priors move forward to the center of the room. But there is much to celebrate here today as well. We have new brothers with us. I'd like to introduce them now. Brother Soren, a promising young linguist from the Principality of Avanza. Proficient in Old Arcanti and Kitali. Brother Jude, our apprentice alchemist from Calenhad. Brother Jude has apprenticed under Master Arvinius himself. Brother Rehan, an arcanometrist from the Royal School of Arcanometry in Ramil. He brings exciting new Kitali discoveries here in our humble priory. Brother Kieran, the most sought-after young illuminator in Calenhad. His illustrations can be found hanging in galleries all across the Crown City, so he was the one drawing and that was peeping in on us. I know those blue eyes. He was spying on me in the carols. Brother Luca, our new chanter from Hingefork. The Hingefork Herald is called his voice angelic and generational. Why, thank you, Father. I strive to be angelic in all aspects. These young brothers, you realize now, are not just monks, they're superstars. And Brother Pajamakin, a young scribe from the Abbey of Sweet Mister, who has transcribed many great written works during his sort of tenure there. The faces of the gathered brothers appraise you as you walk to the side of the faces of the gathered brothers appraise you as you walk to the side of the room with the other novices. Now, I know the 6 of you are wondering why you've been brought here. To answer these questions, I will turn this over to the canter. The canter? Finally, I get to see the canter of the Lucian Priory, the mystery figure behind many of the greatest spells woven to the world today. Father Alaric takes the stage and the murmurs cease. Wait, does the healing brother is the cantor? Everyone but the novices leave. The sounds of swishing robes can be heard as the crowd of brothers disperses. The 6 of you left alone with the cantor, novices. I chose each and every one of you to join us here at the Lucian Priory. You are the next generation of experts in your respective fields, and your talents are noteworthy. He looks over at your group, and you can feel everyone's backs just get a little straighter. But talent without training is like a bloom without water. It withers and dies in darkness. So you, brothers, will receive training. You will, in fact, receive quite a bit of it. You should give up on the idea of enjoying your next few years here and now. Enjoyment is not what we are here for. You can feel Luca shift and hope he doesn't blurt something out. Instead, make yourself a tool, a quill, an alembic, a compass. You are not men anymore. You are words. You are ideas and verses. You are parts of an incantation now, and the incantation is your life. Through you, it will gain form. It might eat you up and spit you out in the process, or there might be a morsel of you left once everything is written and done. Either way, the important thing is you will have done what you were meant to do. An incantation, Merciful Alithia, so it's true. I will be working on an incantation. Father Alaric inspects each of your faces in the line. On yours, he sees.
Hey, my name is Daniel Shanae, and you are watching the Pajama Ken Show. Enjoy.
Let's see determination. Here are your schedules. Study them. You now have access to your calendar. You can access it by clicking the calendar button on the right side of the screen. To exit, click on any part of the screen outside the calendar. The week is split into 5 days: Mountains Day, Tides Day, Waters Day, Thorns Day, and Lights Day. Your free day is Lights Day, so you are free to travel to the village of Downpour on that day. At the priory, the hour of waking up is called Lauds, an hour or two before the dawn. The hour when you are meant to retire to your cell and go to sleep is called Compline. Between those 2 times, you are supposed to take your classes, study, do errands, earn silver, and socialize. Your time is limited, so use it wisely. That will be all. You and the other novices start leaving. Not you. Everyone stops in their tracks and sees Cantor is talking to you. You can feel your heart race for a second. You stay. As the 5 other novices leave the chapter house, some throwing sympathetic glances your way, the light dims. The last rays of the sun descend below the faraway horizon. The pale streaks of moonlight illuminate the interior. With the flick of his hand, the cantor lights the unlit candles around the room. Blessed Sahelia, am I in the presence of unwritten magic? It is only the most adept arcanists who can perform feats of magic without scribing it. They have the ability to perform these spells all in their heads. While nowhere near as powerful as an incantation, these spells have the advantage of being fast and effective. Brother Pajamakin. Let's discuss Brother Arthur. You swallow. Yes, Cantor. The body was hidden well beyond the thicket, not easily accessible from the path. How did you come to find it? There was a noise, shuffling sound. I decided to investigate. I climbed a nearby tree to get a better look and make sure if it was safe. That's when I saw it. It was wise to scope out the area before venturing in, brother. Beyond the thicket, what did you see? Brother Artie was lying there underneath an oak tree. I checked his pulse. He was already dead. His lips were blue. There was a Verdish symbol carved into the tree above his body. Anything else? He left bloody tracks coming from the direction of the priory. He was barefoot and running, I think. The cantor nods. Anything else? He was stabbed in the stomach with a knife. How do you know it was a knife? I grew up on a farm, father. I know a butchering when I see one. The cantor nods. Anything else? Nothing else, father. Based on all the evidence, what are your conclusions, Brother Pajamakin? Brother Artie was murdered, most likely by someone at this priory. The words are heavy, and even the candles seemed to flicker in response to them. When night fell, his killer attacked, slashing him with a knife. He raised his hand to protect himself. He ran into the forest barefoot, or he lost his shoes along the way. He reached a clearing and stopped to take a breath, but the killer was behind him. He was stabbed in the stomach and left to die under the oak tree. The cantor nods. Here's what you're missing. At some point earlier that evening, he was dosed with a blue pimpernel flower. At some point later, either the killer or someone else carved a false Sahelan symbol into the tree. False Sahelan father? Alaric nods. An old Verdish symbol carved into graves or bodies themselves, depending on the practice. It was meant to signal to Lady Sahila to keep the soul of the shadow and not turn it over to her sister. Used for evildoers, those who did not deserve the bright sister's grace. But the seal Sahelan is slashed vertically. Brother, not It's slashed vertically, brother, not horizontally. The cantor starts pacing in the room. You want to become a scribe, Brother Pajamakin, yes? Yes, father. I can see that. You seem like fertile ground. though it remains to be seen if, at the end of the day, anything will grow. There is a long silence as the cantor paces, his footsteps echoing in the dark, wide space of the chapter house. He draws his hood up a bit. He's a very tall man, but slightly hunched at times. Despite his size, he tends to slink around rather than strut, and even now he weaves through the shadows of the chapter house like they're his preferred terrain. What do you imagine a scribe to be, brother? We are the authors of incantations, father. The cantor paces so far away from you, he is almost swallowed by the darkness. From within it, you hear his voice. We are men become words. The dark stares back at you. What's the difference between a man and a word, do you think, brother? A man can mean many things, a word means one. Now, brother, think before you speak. What does the word tongue mean? I guess I see his point. I see your point, father. Good. Try again. A man is real, a word is not. Well, if you believe that, I don't see why you would come all this way to write something that would change reality as we know it. But even leaving incantations aside for a moment, imagine a beautiful wedding. A bride looks into her lover's eyes. The Alithian priest asks if she will take them in matrimony forever. She says, I do. And lo, she is married. And also, lo, she suddenly starts paying lower taxes to the crown. And if she one day wishes to end this marriage, she must go through a long and laborious process, all because she said, I do, instead of I don't. She cannot just turn and say words aren't real, then can she, brother? Try again. I mean, that's true. I don't know, father. Good. Knowing what you don't know is important. A scribe must understand what words are and what they aren't. He must understand the space they create. That is what we must have you understand first, Brother Pajamakin, and then we can scribe. He stops his pacing and turns to you. I have your first assignment ready for you. It's quite simple. Find Brother Arthur's killer before the red... I cannot say that word, the red rumors do. Find the killer, father? Alaric nods. You'll have about a week's head start before the Retmers arrive. It should be more than enough time to get some good work in. You are scheduled for Saheelan service with me on Thorn's Day after complying. You will report what you have found then. The cantor turns with a swish of his robes and starts walking away. Father! Why me? The cantor smiles. He stands there for a moment looking at you, silhouetted by the light from the open door. Then he turns and leaves. You are left alone in the dark. Why would you be annoying? You're asking me to do a murder investigation. I'm just saying, why me? Why are you asking me? I'm not a professional. He just wants to stand there, be sexy, and walk away like it's a CW TV show. The sound of the bell signals the end of even mass, which you have missed due to your one-on-one with the cantor. More alarmingly for you, you've also missed dinner, and your stomach started grumbling the moment you left the chapter house. If only I had Maya's eggs and bacon right about now. You head over to the refractory just in case there is any food left. The refractory is a spacious room with long wooden tables down in the middle. Flat, modest benches surround the tables, able to fit 100 or so at its busiest time. Flat, modest benches surround the tables, able to fit 100 or so at its busiest time, though now they're mostly empty. You see one person in the entire room sitting alone, Brother Soren. Hey, novice. Refectory's closed. A broad man approached you in a messy apron. His voice is booming like someone who's had to yell at you on a daily basis for many years. This is the Master Cellarer, you have no doubt. I'm sorry, I was having a meeting with Father Alaric. Would you happen to have anything left over, Master Cellarer? I could take it to my cell. The man takes a moment, then sighs and waves you over to a nearby table. Father Sid will do. Got some hard bread and cheese, and you'll like it. Thank you, Father Sid. Go sit with Soren. Hello, Brother Soren. Brother Pajamakin. I wanted to see how you were doing. Thank you. I'm fine. Soren nods quietly. I just keep thinking perhaps if I went up with you from the ship, then you would have had to see it as well. He cringes a bit. I suppose you're right. In any case, I'm sorry you had to see it. I'm sure there's enough to already preoccupy you, first day at the priory and all. And now this. And on top of everything, the canter told me he wants me to solve the murder as a class assignment. Sahelia's tits. Language. Sorry, Father. Well, I will help you if you require it or want it. That's very kind of you, Brother Soren, but you don't have to. I want to. There's a long pause and you feel a great sense of gratitude and relief you can't quite express. Thank you, Brother Soren. The truth is, I think I'll need all the help I can get. Well, I should probably, before the Master Cellarer throws me out. Good night, Brother Pajamakin. I hope you sleep better tonight. Good night, Brother Soren. You finish your meal, thank Father Sid again, and head out. The lavatory is dark and abandoned, the hour already being past compline. Water fountains line the length of the room, steaming slightly. With magic is this? Or what magic is this? In your old abbey, you had to carry water to the lavatory, ice cold, and wash yourself as best you could. Large circular windows shine pale blue moonlight down to the pools from above. Most of the candles have been blown out, but a few of the remaining cast a warm glow that refracts through the steam. You make your way to the fountain and take off your robe. You place a foot gingerly into the pool and find the water warm. Praise Alithia, as if the sun itself warmed this water. You sit down, descending into the clear, warm water, your muscles relaxing. You close your eyes and lose yourself in thought. You think about the events of the day. After some time, you hear the doors of the lavatory opening and footsteps echoing somewhere in the steam. You're pretty sure they lead to one of the adjoining fountains. I want to see who it is. You float gently across the fountain like a crocodile. You see a man standing in front of the other fountain, his back to you. His long red hair falls down to between his shoulders in a gentle wave. His skin is pale like milk with small orange freckles on his shoulders. There is no doubt who it is, Brother Chiron, or Ciaran, whatever his name is, Ciaran. Except I'm the one sneaking in the shadows this time. Oh, let's say right here. Oh my gosh. Hello, Brother Chiron. The red-headed brother clutches his towel and turns with a start. Brother Pajamakin, nice to meet you. Are you enjoying the baths? Very much so, by the way I found the sketch you made in Chalk and the Carols. Oh my gosh, which one should I choose? Be like, don't give me that. I know it was you spying on me in the Carols. The young brother takes a moment to collect himself. I'm sorry, I really didn't mean to. Your prayer was beautiful. He nods slightly to you in an apologetic manner. Again, I'm so sorry. Karen runs away before you could say anything else. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, so now we gotta go back. No, don't overwrite it. Load it. So let's say hello to him again. Let's talk about how we saw his sketch. Oh, so you know it was me. I wanted to say sorry, I really didn't mean to. He takes a deep breath. The sketch, it was a pretty silly one. I promise you my work is more serious than that usually. I didn't think it was silly at all. Sierran smiles and nods gratefully. It was a dragon, wasn't it? He nods. Yes, they're gone from the world now, but we still have illustrations in old tomes and paintings. Descriptions are one thing, but we mustn't forget to draw them over and over again. As long as the parchment holds, they'll only be gone when we stop. Is that why you draw? He considers that for a moment. No. He looks at you and opens his mouth as if he's going to say something, then reconsiders. Then, seeming to have found some courage, he finally speaks. Brother Pajamakin, I just wanted to say I'm sorry you had to. Brother Artie. Did you get to meet him? I did. It was in the carols. He blushed for a bit at this. Oh, are you blushing? What was y'all doing? Oh, so this is a pattern of behavior. He was reading, or that's what I thought, but he was just feeling the parchment with his fingers. Later, he told me he had never felt such soft vellum. He said it was called uterine vellum, and they made it by using the skin of prematurely born calves. He shakes his head. He seemed quite excited about it. I'm not sure I get the fascination. What do you think happened? He sighs. Well, the cantor thinks he was He closed his eyes to center himself. Murdered. He looks at you, carefully gauging if you agree or not. I'm afraid that's what the evidence points to. He stares at you for a second, then nods. I suppose there's no sense in pretending otherwise. Well, either way, we should be careful, I suppose. Where were you yesterday night? He gives you a funny look at that, but says nothing. Well, after Ava Mass, I went to my cell to pray. After that, I came here. I like to come here an hour or so after compline. Not many people around usually. Did you see anything unusual? He considers for a moment. Well, I'm sure this has nothing to do with it, but I did see, as I was climbing up my cell afterwards, 2 figures walking off to the southwestern gate. They were too far for me to make out, but I remember thinking it was strange, so late, no torches. Did both of them seem to be going willingly? He shrugs. I think so, I don't. He looks at you with his eyes, and his eyes, you see fear, guilt. You can't be sure. You don't think that could have been something He takes a deep breath. Important. Even if it was, there is no way for you to know it. He considers that for a moment, then gives you a grateful smile. I wish I had told someone anyway. And said what? There are 2 people walking off somewhere? Siren lets out a long sigh. Yeah, well... What are we going to talk to him about? So have you made any friends here yet? Oh, well, not friends. I've been keeping to myself, getting my bearings. How about you? I had a nice chat with, I like them all. Brother Jude seems cool. He seems like he's about to say something, but then he smiles and nods. What was he about to say? He was like, ooh, I was peeking on him too. I was looking through the window and I saw, is he the one that saw us going kissy face? So the canter gave me an assignment. Right, he wants you to stay back at the chapter house. What was that about? He wants me to find Brother Artie's killer. You're kidding. You shake your head. What class is that for? You shrug. I guess scribing. Oh, well, if you need any help, I don't know. I doubt it'd be much use if there's anything, but there's anything I can do. Let me know, okay? Thank you, brother. So about the prior. I saw him behind the parlor earlier. He was being intimate with one of the brothers. Oh, okay. His face turns a deep shade of pink. Oh. He nasty. And I like it. So what do you think of those red mirrors coming here? You can see he twitches a little at that, then covers it up with a smile. I just think it's all a bit blown out of proportion. The stuttering gets noticeably worse. I mean, Redimers are elite inquisitors and knights. I wouldn't have thought this would pique their interest. Say goodnight. He nods to you and starts to leave, then stops in his track and turns to you again. Brother Pajamakin, I just wanted to say, I'm really sorry for the carols earlier. I really didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. It's fine, brother. I hope you feel comfortable enough to come talk to me next time. He smiles and nods, going slightly red. Oh, he's so cute. Good night, Brother Pajamakin. You relax in the fountain until your skin gets pruny and then come out. As soon as you exit, the water starts draining into small holes at the bottom of the stone disc. The fresh water starts flowing in from the fountain to fill it up again. I wonder if I'll be able to scribe magic like this someday. You head out of the lavatory. When you reach your cell, you find a small but comfortable room on the second story of the northern cell turret. Moonlight seeps through the window, coloring the stone walls blue. There is a cot and a small alcove to your left, a writing desk near the window, and a wooden chest of your belongings closed to the right. It's been a long day. You put all your belongings, of which you have a few, into the wooden chest. Then you light the desk candle and take out your most treasured possession, a quill and some ink pots. Now to look over that verse I found in the cathedral. Let's see. It seems this verse was penned by a brother trying to save some time cleaning his cell. It's supposed to animate a mop. This would be perfect for Maya's inn. I should repay her kindness from this morning by scribing this little canticle for her. Drag the verse scraps to the right page. Okay. Oh, loyal. Let not these cobwebs mock my name. Success! I think Maya will be really happy with this. According to the calendar, I can head over to Downpour on Light's Day to give it to her. But with new rules, we can only travel in pairs. I guess I should ask someone to come with me sometime this week. You've scribed your first canticle. Canticles are short spells which, unlike incantations, can be scribed by just a single scribe. You can check the list of your canticles by clicking on the button on the right side of your screen. Canticles can be unlocked by finding verses or doing classwork. Successfully scribed canticles will unlock dialogue options throughout the game. What a day. Your eyes are heavy. You move to blow out the candles and get comfortable in your new bed. The world fades and the dreams come. You look up the stained glass windows towering above you. You've been here before in a dream. Welcome back, Brother Pajamakin. Your Holiness, am I dreaming? Is this real? Sahila giggles. Which of those questions would you like answered first? Ignore my sister. She's playing with you. What do you think, brother? I bet. We will get to that as well. But for now, let us focus on this here. Basically, you're a prophet. You feel the blood drain from your face, though you're not sure if it's your dream face or your real face. Your mouth is dry. How does that make you feel? It's been a mistake. We do not make mistakes, Brother Pajamakin. This island is strong in magic. That's why we can speak to you here. Even so, we must be careful, pace ourselves. Mortal ears can only hear so much. Your mind spins. You're not sure if you ever really believed it, but here you are now, face to face with gods. I suppose you must have questions. We don't have much time, but we can answer some if you have them. Might as well get the obvious ones out of the way. So the prior. You know, I love when my own people worship me, but there's something so sweet about Elithian worshiping me in such a visceral way. In the middle of the day, out in the open, no less. I guess not everything that's fun needs to happen in the shadows. Prior Orison is a dutiful priest. Remember what we told you about straying off the path every once in a while to worship both of us? That's what that was. I don't know why it had to be in the middle of the day out in public, but yeah, he strays off the path to worship me a lot. If you know what I mean. Why you asking? Like what you see? I guess there's no point in lying to the gods. I really wanted to get in there. Well, then next time join in. Have it be a worship circle. She's like, oh my God, y'all are nasty. Why is there human suffering? Brother Pajamakin, that really isn't a question for us. Yeah, you guys invented that one all on your own. We're just as confused as you are. Oh, we're just as confused as to why you are. I think the closest to an answer I can give is fear. Mortals will do anything to each other when fear is involved. In any case, we are your creators, not your mothers. If you wish for suffering to end, might I suggest you work on ending it? Oh, good one, sister. What's the meaning of life? Oh boy. What my sister means is, could you elaborate? No, I really just meant, oh boy, this question again. There's no meaning, dummy. Otherwise, why even live? If there was a meaning, we could let you know in one sentence or two, or even 1,000. We couldn't have bothered with any of this. Sent you a nice message by courier and called it a day. Sahila, you're losing your patience with immortals again. The search for meaning is a legitimate endeavor for them. I've given them the gift of reason. Yeah, and see where it goes, having to deal with this now. Okay, actually let me say this. You want to know the meaning of life? Dance, baby. Well, that's just abjectly wrong. What happens after we die? We are afraid that is one topic we cannot discuss. You see, not understanding death is somewhat critical for your existence as a mortal and your, sanity. What my sister is trying to say is that using language to talk about death is like using mud to get cleaner. You can use that to impress that sexy cantor of yours. Oh, we can. We are men become words. Love that. So theatrical. In any case, best you stick to the story you tell in your churches and temples. The soul enters the shadow where I take it and guide it through and pass it to my sister. Let's stick with that. I have no more questions. Very well, then we should move on to one moment, sister. I have to ask. We've been watching you all day, and you've met some really cute guys today. Any of them particularly interesting so far? Sister, we really don't have to. Could you just indulge me in this a little bit? Fine. I don't know, I'm kind of liking Siren. Bless him. He is an interesting one. Good luck. All right, I think we covered everything here, sister. Now, let us turn as to why we've come to you, Brother Pajamakin. There's a disturbance here on this island. It would seem something has limited our reach. This island used to be one of the easiest places in the material world to access. It is an intersection of sorts, a great coming together of the flows of magic. But something has inserted itself between us and this place. which is why we need you to be our eyes and ears. Find the source of this obstruction. Where do you suggest I start looking into this? We do not know for sure. We can only see what you see at the moment. Take this first week to familiarize yourself with this place. We will be watching. Yeah, so make sure to give us some good viewing material if you know what I mean. Everybody always knows what you mean, sister. Anyways, keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary. We shall appear to you again at the end of this week and tell you what our next steps are. What do you know about the obstruction? Not much, I'm afraid. We know it all started recently. Yes, definitely not too long ago. A sharp spike of arcane energies and then a dampening, as if someone had stuck a dagger into the artery through which magic flows here. Now it's bleeding out slowly. Whatever incantation your cantor is planning to scribe here, he will find himself bumping against a stone wall sooner or later. Why not go to someone like the cantor with this? Because it's difficult enough reaching you, and you're such an open channel. Open channel? Right, which is why you have that other dream issue. Except in this case, your inconvenience is our advantage. How could I close this channel if I wanted to? I'm sorry, are we boring you? It's not in our interest at the moment to tell you that. But should you be successful in rooting out this obstruction, we can revisit this discussion. I have no more questions. Actually, wait. I'd like to know what happened to Brother Arthur. The young brother is at peace. You need not worry about that any longer. But you could tell me who killed him and I can make sure justice is served. And help you cheat on your homework assignment? Well, it's not really cheating, is it, sister? The cantor just isn't aware of Brother Pajamakin's sources. This matter is a mortal matter to resolve. It does not concern us. Surely, Your Holiness, there might be a connection between the murder and the obstruction. Perhaps. And if you bring any evidence to support this at the end of next week, we shall reconsider the matter. But for now, all we could offer is a conjecture. Lest you forget, we have no way of seeing into that part of the material world. And I could ask the departed Brother Arthur's soul, but that will require a process which I would rather avoid. So do your homework, Brother Pajamakin, and we will go from there. Finally, before you go, we must discuss these dreams of yours. They are concerning. It is very important that you... Oh, you feel that, sister? Yes, it seems we have less time than we hoped. We will have to talk about these dreams another time, brother, for they are coming for you now. What? Now? Afraid so. Hang in there. Oh, and when the boy with the flower visits you, do me a favor and just don't scream, okay? What? See you soon, Brother Pajamakin. Oh, whose arm is that? Oh, chapter 2. Creatures of light. Okay, so that's where we're going to end it. Wow, this is another really, really good story-based game. So this is Canticle over on itch.io from Void Mammoth. Yes, very, very interesting premise. It was really good, okay? It's really good. Y'all are making some good games. This is another person that reached out to me to play his game. Y'all are making some good games, so keep the games coming. And until next time, guys, see ya.
Pajama Ken is back again. Go, go. When you slide